Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. Liverpool have just Porto by 5 goals to 1. Yes, what a performance by Liverpool Football Club there tonight away at the Trago. My word, what a Anfield South that is. South-Southwest, I think we decided on the live stream. I am here, of course, to give all of our players their rating out of 10 for today. And don't forget, you can join along with the show live right now by voting for your man of the match. So if you wanted to vote for Alisson, for example, he's got the number 1 next to his name. If you wanted to vote for Bobby Firmino, he's got the number 12 next to his name. The number next to the person's name is how you vote. Type exclamation mark vote, put a space in, put that number in that's next to the name that you think is the man of the match, and press that enter key into the live comments, and your vote will be tallied. Keep them coming throughout the show. And in the comments, if you're watching live with me, let me know what your rating would be for all of the individual players. You don't need to use the voting system. It'll just mess up the voting system for that. So just go like, Chris, Alisson, 7 out of 10 because he's boss, but he didn't have a lot to do, which is exactly what I've given Alisson and the reason for it, so I don't need to go on. But if you want me to repeat it, Alisson, 7 out of 10 because he's boss and he didn't have a lot to do. So I'll move on next then to James Milner, I think I'll go with next. Came in, obviously Trent wasn't going to be there today. He's got that little green screen, you know what I mean? James Milner comes in at the drop of a hat. Why not? And he comes in and he plays absolutely sound. They looked to target him first half, didn't they? They were looking for those long balls over the top. They were looking to get it into that channel, and he stood up to everything. Didn't even pick up a yellow card. So he should get a 10 out of 10 just for getting through a game without getting a yellow card. But he didn't make it through the entire game, so I can't give him a 10 out of 10. But I will give him a 9 out of 10 because he made it through like 2/3 of the game without getting a yellow card. Plus he gets an assist that he really shouldn't have got because the goalkeeper really should have used his hands, yes, and gone for the ball. But he didn't, and James Milner therefore gets an assist. But as I mentioned, he worked hard. He didn't get a yellow card. He was up and down there. I looked at his sort of his heat map, and he was just pinned over the other side, and he gave us an option, and he defended well, and I love him, and that's why I'm giving him a 9 out of 10. So next then, Joel Matip. He went on one mazy run, but it wasn't the usual Joel Matip mazy run, was it? He went on a mazy press, which I particularly enjoyed because he thought, well, if I'm not going to get involved with a mazy run with the ball at my feet, I'm going to go on a mazy press, and I enjoyed that. Matip just showed us something a little bit different this time around, but he's just sound. He just does what needs to be done. He heads the ball away, he plays it simple when he needs to, he keeps the ball moving, and it's an 8 out of 10 performance for him. Same with Virgil van Dijk, to be honest with you. I gave him an 8 out of 10 as well. I don't think he had loads to do, but I certainly think that, you know, he looked much more comfortable maybe than he did at the weekend, which is nice. Not really loads to talk about for me with the centre-halves. I don't think either of them at fault with the goal that we conceded. If anything, maybe you could question in the first instance, if you take it back long enough, maybe Kurt's position on that left-hand side. You can obviously question Joe Gomez being beaten by his man, more so certainly than Kurt, to be honest with you, because there was loads of opportunities to maybe try and stop that cross coming in. Anyway, I digress. Andrew Robertson is the left-back tonight. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. I think so far this season, Paul mentioned on the Red Mention show, I managed to hear a little bit of that. He's had just struggled for rhythm a little bit probably. Tonight he didn't look like he'd been struggling for rhythm. Tonight he looked like a person who was fighting to get his form back, who was fighting to keep Kostas Tsimikas out the side as well. You know, not only, he's been that guy, so he knows, doesn't he, that if you play well when you're given your opportunities, you can win that position. And he's done that from somebody else. He's taken Albi Moreno, who at the time, to be fair to Alberto Moreno, was playing really well. Robertson got in there and didn't put the shirt down ever again, really, did he? This season, because of that sort of stop-start nature that he's had, I think he generally thinks he's in a fight. Whether he is or he isn't, I don't know. I doubt he will be. But his crossing was there tonight. And it's those sorts of deep balls, those deep crosses, from sort of 30 yards out, where he sort of just takes it first time. They're the crosses that he puts in, and they're absolutely superb. Like, me and Paul have been mentioning a couple of times over the last couple of weeks about being a percentage crosser, maybe. Well, it didn't look like that tonight. It looked like he was picking his man out. When the strikers run onto it, he's trying to pick them out. Defensively, astute, absolutely sound, as always. 9 out of 10 for him. Porto made it easy for Robbo, that he ran, made it so easy for Robbo that he ran a long distance. Hope he didn't tire himself out attacking so much. Since 1982 Obsidian. We've got Vajid Valiev says Robbo 8 out of 10. So there we go. There's a couple of people. Robbo very good tonight, says David Barton. I'm going to move on to Fabinho next, and probably people might disagree with me on this one, because I like watching defensive midfielders, and I rate what they do very, very highly, because I know it's such a difficult part of the game. So I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 as well, because he was in a physical battle with Porto tonight, and so many times he was like, you know, he takes that man out on the right hand side when there's the potential for a dangerous attack after Milner was sort of beaten for it. Comes in, takes him out, and Liverpool get set. That's important defensive midfielder play. Fernandinho's class at those type of tactical fouls and stuff as well, but so many times just won the ball back in the middle of the pitch and is able to get us moving forwards again. And we know, and we talk about it so often, don't we, that he pins a side in, and I love watching him play football. So for me, he's a 9 out of 10. I'm going to have a little look at what other people are saying here about Fabinho. Ross Bellamy is voting an 8 for Fabinho. You don't need to use the hashtag vote to do this. The vote is for the man of the match. So you've got to put the number for the man of the match only. We're not doing individual player ratings anymore. If you just want to tell me what your vote is for Fabinho, or what you'd give Fabinho, just go Fabinho 8. Don't use the exclamation mark vote, because it will just feck up the man of the match. So we're going to move it on again. We're going to move on to Jordan Henderson. Oh, before we do, 1982 Obsidian says Fabinho's just a Rolls Royce, simple as. And I'd imagine that a Rolls Royce isn't simple, but it looks simple, and it just pairs along lovely. Don't think I'll ever have enough money to buy one of them. But it is what it is. Jordan Henderson in the middle of the park. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 today. I thought he started really well, but then also had a couple of sort of overhit cross passes type of thing, and that's what sort of sticks out for me. I think, you know, he only plays, I think it's 73, 74 minutes, something like that, Jordan, today, and he does his job as well, doesn't he? But other than that, you know, he could do better, worked hard. That's kind of his report style grading, I suppose. Noah Cleese says Hendo 7, SO Charters Jordan 8. Jordan Henderson solid, poor crossing in the first half. Tomo 6,300, which is kind of what I've just said there. On to Kurt Jones then. I mean, he's got to have a 10 out of 10. It is a performance of the highest level, and to go away from home at 20 years old, get what? I don't know. By the time it's all been looked at, he might walk away with 2 assists. In my head, he's walked away with 4 assists. Like that movement for the first goal. He starts in this position here, and Mane's over there. I think Jota's here, something like that. And as he sprints out, it's not a leisurely jog. Jota just pulls the right back with him, and that just frees Jones into that space. So the right back can't go because of Jota's tiny little sort of run, as I remember it anyway. And then once he's got the ball at his feet, he's like, I'm going to drive a goal. I'm going to try and make something happen. Gives him the little shoulder shake, cuts it to one side, whips that ball in. The goalkeeper should do better, to be fair. It's out. Mo Salah's got an easy goal. The second one, I'm getting confused about which goals are which now. The Bobby one is the one where he's working really hard in the left-back position. Maybe other players would have given the ball away. He absolutely does not give the ball away. In fact, he turns on it and releases Bobby Firmino for one of my favourite goals that I've maybe ever seen. But like, and then obviously you've got the shot from the edge of the area that's bounced for Bobby Firmino again. It's the Salah one that I'm missing, isn't it? So he's in the middle of the park, and Porto had the ball right about the centre spot, as I remember it, and it's a poor touch, And that's one of those pressing triggers that we know so much about now, isn't it? Someone has a poor touch, or maybe they take the ball on the wrong foot, that's when you press. He's probably 10 yards away, but as soon as that fella had a poor touch, he runs in there, he wins the ball back, he drives forwards at the edge of the penalty area, and then he's completely dumbfounded to find out that Salah has been left completely free, and he just passes it to Salah for another easy goal. It was a performance of just absolute class. And to be able to do that at 20 years old in the Champions League away from home, when you're not the main midfielder, just everything I wanted to see. Everything I wanted to see from Kurt Jones. Can't speak highly enough of him tonight. And I'm so excited to see what the future brings for him. And for the evolution, I believe, of Liverpool's midfield. Because that's exactly what we saw tonight. We saw an 8 on the left-hand side who can play in it like the 8 on the right-hand side, and Jordan Henderson, who can get involved, who's not going to sit back all the time. That might create problems for us going down the line, but tell you what, it's going to create more problems for other teams. Enjoy that performance. It was fucking outstanding. I'm sure we'll get to some more Kurt Jones comments, so let me know what you thought of Kurt. Ulha Hassan says, Chris, do you vote with the player's name or their shirt number for the man of the match? It's literally the number that's next to them in the poll on, I think it's this side here. So it's nothing to do with the shirt number. It's like Alisson's the first one, so he's number 1. Bobby's the last one, so he's number 12. And the numbers are all next to him. If you can find the 1 and the 12, then you can work out the others. But thanks for playing along. John O'Connor, Jesus, lad, I just joined Steady On. I don't know what that was about. I've missed that. Mane gets a goal, probably a little surprised to have the ball drop at his feet in the middle of the penalty area, sticks it in the back of the net. Just to be fair, I wasn't massively impressed with Mane today. I thought he had a good game, don't get me wrong, but I definitely thought there was 3, 4, 5 players maybe who had better games. I was a little bit disappointed with his touch at times during the first half, but again, like, that's just him, isn't it? He's able to play through that. He's never sort of downtrodden with it or anything like that. He just carries on and gets a goal, and that's what Sadio Mane does. So yeah, I mean, brilliant. 8 out of 10 probably for Sadio. Mo Salah then 9 out of 10. 2 very easy goals for a man of his quality. I mean, the first one that the defender somehow manages to get back to Mo Salah, it's just as simple a tapping as you're going to get. And the second one, the ball's so good, he's in so much space that he has to score that goal. He absolutely has to score that goal. He'll be loving that though. 2 goals again. Really impactful performance from Mo, as it always seems to be. But it's the other stuff as well. That he never... It's not that he never used to do it. I'm just noticing him doing that hard work and running back more and more and more at the moment. Like, you know, we were talking about it. He's in the right back area. He's covering defensively when the ball's breaking down, because he's one of the fastest players, so he can get there. But he does get there. It's not just like he can do it. He's actually doing it, and he's doing it time and time again. He's helping out his team, man. He's the best player in the Premier League. Might be one of the best players in Europe. He might be one of the best players in the world at the moment, because I don't know where Ronaldo and Messi are day to day anymore, but like, Mo Salah, I can tell you, is right at the top of his game. The boy Fernando, Mo Salah is our best ever Premier League player, above Gerrard now, in my opinion. Consistency, records, trophies, can't ask for more. That's a big shout. Wow, the boy Fernando, 499 Super Chat, thank you very much for that. Sir Klopp says, whenever Jones has the ball within 30 yards, I want him to shoot. Elliot Bagshaw says, I love Kurt Jones. He's the midfielder who makes things happen, shoots at the right time, and feel like his decision-making has improved lately. So yeah, there you go. Diogo Jota is an interesting one for Diogo, really, isn't it? Should have bagged the goal. 4, maybe 3, maybe 4 opportunities, really. And he'll be massively disappointed that I don't think that he didn't get a goal tonight. Excuse me. He'll be gutted. But again, you know, the other 2 lads either side of him are scoring goals, and that's just as important when you're playing that false 9 as anything else. Pressed hard, worked hard, dropped deep when needed, created space for the other 2 to get into the penalty area, get their 3 goals. Can't be disappointed with it. 8 out of 10. David Long, Mo only had easy goals because he keeps making the runs and getting in those positions. Also very good at varying his runs, so defenders get lost. Thank you for the super chat as well on that one, David, and I agree with everything you've just said there. Glenn Boland says Jota 8 out of 10. Glass Jars 8 out of 10. Noah Cleve, Jota 6 out of 10. Okay, substitutes then. Bobby Firmino. I'm going to go and give him a 10 out of 10. Okay, and bear with me on this one, because he scored one of my favourite goals of all time, and that's enough for me. Like, I'm not a difficult man to please. Give me a steak with some chips and a goal like that, and you're getting a 10 out of 10 from me. I mean, it's the hope, excuse me, that he gave the goalkeeper. I think he purposely hit it as light, as physically possible, that it would go in and the goalkeeper not be able to get it. And we're talking millimetres here now, aren't we? The touch is class, don't get me wrong. And it's probably because his left foot is literally his weakest foot, because he didn't hit it very hard. But it's the way the goalkeeper's like, ah! Ah! And just isn't able to get there. And he just gets a 10 out of 10 for that. And to be fair to him, what a striker's finish for the second. Absolutely brilliant. How he kept himself on side there, I'll never know. Absolutely superb. Taki 7 out of 10. He had a run out. Joe Gomez beaten probably, maybe most at fault for their goal, because he didn't manage to get between the ball and the attacker. 7 out of 10. Oxlade-Chamberlain 7 out of 10. He had a free kick. That was nice, wasn't it? And Origi 7 out of 10, because why not? So there you go. Conor McCullen says, I love Mo. The man's unstoppable. He doesn't get the respect he deserves outside of the Liverpool fan base. He really doesn't, does he? Thank you so much for the super chat. It's maddening, actually. Absolutely maddening that he doesn't get the respect he deserves. Anyway, we've had this vote going on all for the entirety of this show thus far. We're going to end the vote right then and there. And I'm going to go out on a big arse limb and tell you that Kurt Jones wins the man of the match vote with 70%. I was going to guess 70, and then I thought you might have said something else. 70% of the vote. The Redmen TV viewers' man of the match is exactly the same as my man of the match. It is Kurt Jones. John Farrow says, go on, Redmen. Only a slight negative is that we seem to only concede when Ox is on the pitch. Am I being unfair, Chris? I don't care, John. You can be unfair all you want. It's probably not true. I'd like to hope that it's not true. If you've spotted something there, someone should tell Jurgen. Before you're going to bring him on, let's get 4 or 5 goals up and then bring Ox on. He's just in a bit of a rut at the moment, isn't he, Ox? He just can't seem to find a way into the side. Still a good player, though. What a performance, man. I'm absolutely buzzing. I can't wait to sit down now and do the instant match reaction with Paul. So get on it. We'll be live in about 5. Thank you so much, Harry Lewis as well. Origi on a serious momentous and Jonesy. Origi on a serious momentous and Jonesy. Those two were up there for man of the match, weren't they? Thank you so much for the super chat, Harry. I appreciate that. I don't know if you've mistyped that or I just can't read anymore at this time of night. One of us has fucked that up. It's likely to be me. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you on the Instant Match Reaction very soon. Ta-ra.
Thanks so much for checking out the show this week. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, then do. But if you want more from us, extra Redmen shows, then go to the redmentv.com. You can support the channel at 2 levels, by Club Captain or Club Legend tier. Both get you a full suite of Liverpool-related content, extra Redmen shows, documentaries, features, and world-exclusive interviews. And Club Legends get their names here and on the end of those videos, and free merchandise as well. Perfect time to sign up on the redmentv.com.